Hey guys, it's Luca from Learning MTG, and this is going to be the second video on financial independence. The key idea of this video is saving. Um, yeah, so before I get into this, I just want to quickly kind of refresh people. The goal of this series is to teach you how to become financially independent, maybe teach you what financial independence is. So in the first video, we kind of defined financial independence, and we talked about some of the beliefs that may be preventing you from gaining it. In this video, I want to talk about the number one most important thing that a lot of people don't realize. It's saving. It's not, what most people believe, which is figuring out how to make more money. It's really all about saving. If you don't do this, you will never gain wealth. And if you do this, you cannot help but become wealthy. So, what does saving mean? Saving means basically taking a percentage of money that comes in. Let's say every day you make like 50 bucks. If you take 5 of those dollars every day and you put it in savings, right? And savings is basically, it could be putting it into the stock market, it could be putting it into real estate, it could be putting it into crypto, it could be, if you're me, buying magic cards. But you're basically, you're buying something that you believe will appreciate in price over time, and you're not touching it, right? So that's money that basically gets set aside and does not get touched. If you do this consistently, you cannot help but become wealthy. Just think about it. If every day you're putting $5, into under your mattress or into something, you're not taking any of that money out, it can't help but grow, right? So, you could be, developing debts in other areas of your life, but basically, if you avoid debts and you do this, you can't help but become wealthy. And so, one of the books that I really, really love is this book here, The Richest Man in Babylon. I'll put a link to this book. You can see I purchased it 2 times. I purchased it for myself, and I also bought a copy for my brother. Not sure if you read it or not, but yeah, I think this is a wonderful book, and it kind of talks about saving and some other ideas in wealth. I highly recommend it. And it was written in 1926, so I always love books that remain relevant over long periods of time. It's written almost 100 years ago. Um, so yeah, this is really, really key. You want to develop the habit of savings. I think it's almost kind of like brushing your teeth, right? Every day, twice a day, you want to brush your teeth. If you don't, basically plaque builds up and, you know, it becomes an issue. But just doing that tiny thing every day keeps your teeth clean, keeps your teeth from building plaque. And similarly, if you just make a tiny bit of savings every day or every week or every month, you do it consistently, you cannot help but build wealth. And it's really about, not spending all your money. It's really about, holding back a little bit. If you're making $50 every day, let's forget about taxes. Let's say you're making $50 a day. It's the difference between spending $45 a day or $50 a day, right? Everyone can save. Unless you're in some kind of really strange situation, everyone can save. You can spend a little bit less. It won't kill you. you know? You can have a little bit worse of a living situation. You can eat a little bit less. You can, find that side hustle that makes you a few dollars a day. You can figure it out, okay? Um, there's a lot of people, I think a lot of Americans don't really understand what it's like to live outside of America. I've noticed this, coming from a family of immigrants. My mother was born in Italy, my dad was born in India. And when you see immigrants come to the US, they are very good at saving. They find ways to live more cheaply and they save their money. Americans tend to be a lot worse at saving. and this is just a habit, just like anything else. If you come from a family where people don't have good habits around eating, let's say fruits and vegetables, or they don't have good habits around exercise, it could be difficult for you initially to have those habits. You may, not eat well, or you may not exercise well because you grew up in a family like that. And similarly, if you grew up in a family where your parents were not good at saving, they kind of just spent all their money as soon as they got it, it could be hard for you. You're not used to it, but this is a habit you need to develop if you want to become financially independent. And it is really not that hard. It's really could be as simple as, instead of going to Starbucks every day, you make your coffee at home and you save $3, $4 a day. I don't know. You can figure it out. It is not complicated. I think that's really one of the big things about saving is people, they make it out to be like, oh, life is so hard, life is so hard. I've seen so much bullshit of people saying, oh, it's hard to be a teacher, it's hard to be an XYZ, it's hard to pay the bills. It's really not. Like, I have compassion for people. People struggle through life, and I understand that, wherever people are in life, I've struggled. When you're in the thick of it, it can be difficult, but you have to kind of get your head out of that mental space, you know, zoom out a little bit, take a breath, you know, and realize that there's a way to save money. There's always a way to save money, and this is the most important thing you can do to build wealth. Again, I recommend this book, and that's it for this video. Really, it's the key is saving. If there's only one thing that you learn about becoming financially independent, it is to save. Well, let me just say a little bit more about this. So, how do you save? The way that I recommend it is you do consistently every month. You could do it every day, you could do every week, but just pick some amount that and I learned this from a certain book, from a certain teacher. Pick some amount that you're comfortable with. If it's only $10 a month, you start with $10 a month. So be it. If it's 100, great. If it's 1,000, great. But you pick some amount that you can save every month, and then you do that consistently. You don't skip it, right? It's like brushing your teeth. You don't want to skip it. Do it consistently. And then the way that this guy teaches that I recommend is every 4 months you increase by 20%. So this is going to force you to become creative and figure out ways to keep increasing. So let's show an example, right? So month savings. So you start January, February. Let's see how smart Excel is. Yeah, okay. So you pick some amount that you can totally do that doesn't feel difficult at all, right? Let's do currency. Okay. So let's say that you can find a way to save $100 a month. Okay, so you start with 100. You do that for 4 months, and then you're gonna increase by 20%. So then you'll do 120. And anyone can figure out how to do that extra 20%, basically. I mean, it might take a little bit of creativity, but you can figure it out. So then you do that for 4 months, and then you increase by 20% again. And basically the way this works is you are just going to keep saving more and more and more. But it's done in such a way that it's small enough increments that it's doable, but it's also large enough increments that'll make a big deal. Basically, the way this ends up working out is every year you're almost doubling the amount that you're saving per month. So it really forces you to kind of look at your life and figure out how to make changes. You're gonna have to figure out how to reduce your spending in certain areas, and you're gonna have to figure out how to increase your earning in certain areas. This is, I guess, it's not really a technique for everyone. Some people may not be able to stick to this, but this is what I use. It's what I recommend to people when I'm teaching them how to do this. How to become financially independent, and it's one methodology you can use that I do recommend. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Remember, saving is the most important thing to building wealth.